The story unfolding between Caitlin Clark, Juju Watkins, and Nike feels less like a business decision and more like a power play that could reshape the landscape of women's basketball. On one side, you have Caitlin Clark, the undeniable ratings magnet, the player who has single-handedly lifted the WNBA into headlines and living rooms across America. On the other side, Juju Watkins, a phenomenal young talent with a dazzling college career and the backing of Clutch Sports, now armed with a Nike deal that reportedly blows past Caitlin's. The optics of this decision couldn't be worse for Nike, and fans aren't holding back. From the moment word got out that Juju's Nike contract was worth upwards of $30 million, the reaction was swift. People immediately pointed out the obvious. Caitlin Clark is the one driving ticket sales, boosting TV ratings, and moving merchandise like no one in league history. She's the reason arenas are packed, the reason casual fans are tuning into WNBA broadcasts, and the reason sponsorships are suddenly flocking to a league that struggled for decades. Yet, somehow, Nike chose to prioritize a player who hasn't even stepped onto a WNBA court over the woman carrying the league on her shoulders. To many, it feels like a slap in the face not only to Caitlin but to the fans who've been fueling this surge. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what's going on. Juju Watkins is with Clutch Sports. And when you're with Rich Paul and LeBron James' empire, doors open. Nike and LeBron's partnership is legendary, and Juju being a Clutch client makes her a natural choice in corporate boardrooms. But fans don't care about behind-the-scenes politics. They care about who's actually producing on the court, who they're paying to watch, and whose name their kids are wearing on jerseys. And the truth is, Caitlin Clark should be the obvious face of Nike women's basketball. Instead, Nike has left her waiting while elevating someone who hasn't yet proven herself under the pressure of pro competition. Rich Paul called Juju's deal the biggest since Zion Williamson's. That's no small claim. Zion pulled in a $75 million Jordan brand contract before he ever played an NBA game. And now Juju, still just breaking records in college, is being positioned in that same category while Caitlin Clark, already a household name and ratings juggernaut, is left on the sidelines. Nike had Caitlin under contract since her days at Iowa, but what have they done with her? There's no big rollout, no flashy marketing blitz, no signature shoe hitting shelves. It's as if they signed her just to keep her away from competitors, and now they're letting her sit untouched while they chase a shiny new star. Nike's timing couldn't be worse either. Their stock has been shaky, sales are down, and competitors like Adidas, Puma, and Under Armour are gaining ground with younger, more connected audiences. Instead of capitalizing on Caitlin Clark's once-in-a-generation popularity, they've handed their rivals a golden opportunity. Fans are already calling for Caitlin to leave Nike altogether, and the thought of her signing with Adidas or Puma would be a marketing earthquake. Imagine Adidas making her the centerpiece of their women's basketball push while Nike is left trying to explain why they passed on the sport's biggest cultural phenomenon. It would be a mistake so large it would be studied in business schools. This move also raises questions about the WNBA itself. Fans already saw jealousy rear its head during All-Star voting when Caitlin was ranked 9th among guards despite her clear impact on the game. Now, with Nike skipping over her for Juju, it only fuels the narrative that the establishment is trying to hold her back. Whether that's true or not, perception is reality, and the perception right now is ugly. Fans don't just complain about this kind of thing. They mobilize. They buy jerseys, they switch brands, they make noise on social media until companies are forced to respond. And right now, they're making it very clear they feel disrespected. As for Juju Watkins, this deal creates enormous pressure. She's no scrub, she's talented, exciting, and could absolutely become a superstar in her own right. But by putting her on this pedestal before she's even proven herself in the WNBA, Nike has set her up for constant comparison to Caitlin Clark. Every missed shot, every quiet game, every stumble will be magnified. And it won't just be about her performance, it will be about the fact that Nike chose her over Caitlin. That's a heavy burden to carry before you've even played your first professional game, and it's not entirely fair to Juju. But that's the situation Nike created. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark doesn't really lose here. If anything, she gains even more support. Her fans are louder than ever, rallying behind her with the kind of loyalty that brands dream of. They are already making noise about supporting whichever company finally treats her like the star she is. Nike might have thought they could make this move quietly, but the backlash proves otherwise. They've underestimated just how much people care about Caitlyn, and in doing so, they may have pushed her toward becoming an even bigger cultural force outside of their brand. At the end of the day, this comes down to politics versus performance. Nike chose politics. They chose to reward connections over results. They picked who they thought should be the star instead of embracing the one who already is. And in doing so, they may have fumbled the biggest opportunity women's basketball has ever handed them. Because Caitlyn Clark isn't just another athlete. She's a movement. She's the reason thousands of new fans are tuning in. She's the one filling arenas and rewriting the record books. To overlook her now is short-sighted, and sooner or later, Nike might realize they made one of the worst business decisions in sports history. So here we are. Juju Watkins walks away with a massive $30 million deal. The WNBA looks like it's playing petty games. And Caitlyn Clark, ironically, comes out looking stronger than ever. Fans see the politics. They see the jealousy. And instead of diminishing Caitlyn, it only makes her more untouchable. Nike could have had the slam dunk of women's basketball history. Instead, they tripped over their own shoelaces.